Today I'm going to be doing some hands-on maintenance experience in preparation for the CLGS exam. So that's the Certified Lubricating Grease Specialist. And we're going to be doing some grease replacement. So I'm actually going to grease a bearing, which is not a very common thing for your average consumer. I'm looking at using some new technology for water-resistant greases in this marine application. So we're going to lubricate this boat trailer and put some new grease in here that meets water-resistant specifications. I'll show you a bit about how we think about maintaining this system, and that's going to give me maybe a leg up on the CLGS exam because I just took the CLS in December, and one of the hardest sections is maintenance and reliability. We all want to make and design cool greases and lubricants and things, but when actually using them or putting them into practice, we don't have as much field experience. So CLGS is one of those exams that you got to know every angle. Here's the mechanical system: dual axle trailer, 4-wheel bearings. We're going to push out the old grease with new grease. We're going to use a new blue grease with some new technology. So one of the things I worry about with buying stuff off the shelf at a store is you never know how long it's been sitting around for. So if I pop the cap, you don't see any oil bleed sitting on top. So this is something that we always worry about, is if all the oil bleeds to the surface, what's the consistency grade of the grease? Is it still a number 2, or are we going to have hardening of the grease as all the oil bleeds out? So this looks pretty good. So I feel pretty confident about using this. So it turns out each of these wheel bearings is going to use about 12 ounces of grease. So I picked up at 2 stores a total of 4 cartridges. I've got 1 in this paper with the metal pull tab, and then 3 in the plastic. People have different experiences about, how well it feeds into a grease gun or how well it stores. I feel better about long-term storage in plastic. So I'm going to use up this paper tube first, and then what I'm going to leave for the rest of the year in the grease gun is going to use the plastic cartridge.
Okay, I'm going to be right here filming that. Actually, like right here. Wait.
So this trailer, I know it's got at least 500 miles on it since the last time we swapped out the grease. So we're gonna bring it up to the Lake Erie, put it in the water, but this trailer, these wheel bearings, we're gonna be on the road going up to the marina for at least an hour.
What?
And then this thing's gonna sit for a couple seasons probably before I re-grease it again. So we're gonna take our shot at replacing the grease.
Why do you have to replace it every day?
Every long time. Because it gets old, it gets full of dirt and water. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hold still.
I was taking a video this whole time.
Nice. We're gonna have
So even when I went to the people's house, I was taking the video.
We're gonna have a lot of B footage for this video project. Here comes the old grease coming out, full of dirt.
Then show them the old grease.
The old grease, okay. All right. Ew.
Wait.
Ew, you want that on your metal?
No.
Yeah, it should look nice and shiny. We're using the new grease to push out the old grease.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the old grease to push out the new grease.
I know.
Like bad guys supposed to.
This video is sponsored by paper towels. Hey, Adam.
Dad, now show it. Show it. I just took another. Show the grease. Show the old.
Here we go. That's what's coming out. And we're just about ready to go to the next bearing. You can tell the most important part is that it's blue. And that lubricates the most expensive machinery ever, which is the human eye. That's what it lubricates. You can tell it's blue because it contains blue dye. That's about it.
Oh.
Well, this doesn't look great. I think I should probably replace this. Pretty nasty. And if it's nasty on the outside, you gotta wonder what fraction of that nastiness is making it into the inside as well. So we're gonna change those out. I'll see if I can find an equivalent replacement, or maybe we switch from a plug to a cap. That's out. So I think going to a cap rather than a plug is probably the right answer to get this project done. So we've replaced these old worn out plugs, which are all covered in grass and falling apart, with a cap. So I feel a little better about that cap because it's going to push all the ingresses, got to go a lot farther to get into the bearing, versus this was sitting right inside, collecting tons of grass. So 2 things to improve on this project next time. What I want to see is an HPM, high performance multi-use grease specification on here. That's the new emerging specification from NLGI. And they even make a special water resistant category. So this product might already meet that standard. It's just a question of getting the labeling. So that might be forthcoming, but that would really give me a lot of certainty, because this isn't just a normal car wheel bearing like GCLB was designed for. This is going to be dunked underwater when I'm launching the boat. It's going to have kind of a rough life. So we want to make sure that the grease is designed for that. The second point is I should have been rotating these tires to help work the grease out. So I feel like I've got probably 80 to 90% new grease in there. I think mostly the old grease is up against the walls. So what we want to do is rotate the tire, mix the grease as we're pushing it out. But one thing going for us here is that this is a calcium sulfonate based grease. So calcium sulfonates, they get mixed in with other thickeners. There's calcium sulfonate complex, calcium sulfonate polyurea. I'd really have to go back and figure out what the old grease was and look at compatibility charts. And that's going to give me an idea, but compatibility charts are often fraught with error, and you have to know exactly the grease that you're dealing with. Getting a pretty decent amount of the old grease out, I think this is a job done for now.
I'm up here on my dad's boat, and I am gonna bowl. Do you want to see? Okay. Are you ready? Ah! Ah! Was that scary?
So what do you guys think about grease?
Good.
Good?
I'm actually not filming you anymore. Now I'm filming you.
This is my Superman pose. Oh!
Yeah.